Good morning, everybody. This is Chanshim. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we can think about or meditate on the feeling of choosing a 120-year life. So, when you heard 120-year-old, the 120-year life, what was your feeling? Not many people may like it, right? 120-year sounds really good, but many of us don't feel excited, right? So when I shared this with some members, they said, no, no, I don't want. So there are many reasons. Sounds good, but what we have seen so far, right? When our parents or relatives become 60, 70, 80, 90, their life doesn't look so beautiful. First of all, physically not well, is it right? And then more like alone, right? We become left like more alone and then nothing to do. So is that the life? So that's what we have seen so far, is it right? So when we hear about the 120-year life, not many of us feel excited. But still, the author of the book, right? I have decided to live a 120-year life. He suggests 120-year life. So in general, the response about that sharing 120-year life, first, as I said, no, I don't want. Worry because we have a concern about the health, and then relationship or finance. Can I really do it? Right? Doubt and worry. And second thing is like a denial, right? No, no, absolutely no. So third is, some of you may feel excited. So there are many different attitudes. So the goal of this 120-year life is not about the 120 years. It's all about the now. So you don't have to worry about, you know, 60 more years or 70 more years or maybe 30 more years. It's not about it. So now when you think about, you have a much more years. So now what would you feel? My the Ilchi, the author, he's my teacher. He, as I shared before, when he thought, oh yeah, when I become 80, I gonna retire, and then my life may end before 100. That's the first attitude. And then he changed his mind. Oops, I have to live a 120. And then it really changed his mind. So he started the more exercise. And then the attitude to his body, changed. So I have to use this body much longer, right? So what about you? So what do you feel? You have the much more years in front of you. So now, feel the body. What should I do for my body, right? If you can. If you can, what should you do? You may feel like, oh, I have to change my diet because I have to use this, right? You may want to start some more exercises. You may want to have more management over your emotions or your stress. Otherwise, we can't have a very happy 120 years. So it's not about 120 years, but it's now. So my feeling is that life, everyone's life has like a seasons. When we were younger, it felt like a spring. Everything was growing, right? body, our emotions, our knowledge, and everything. And then we get the spring, oh, summer, spring and summer. Is it right? And then fall comes, and then winter comes. Everybody, no exception. Whether we live a long life or a short life. So everybody has a 4 seasons. Is it right? So our freedom is, it's not like, I want to have only one season. It's not about it, but, you know, what season can I make it longer or shorter? So that's our freedom. So we can say, oh, I want to have a long spring and summer. Or you can say maybe fall or maybe winter. I don't think, you know, you want to have a long winter. Is it right? So that's our freedom. So it's up to our attitude and self-management. So where are you now in your life regarding seasons? If you feel like, oh my gosh, I am getting older, maybe it's my fall, and then you can switch it. Just extend your summer, and then you need a plan. So how can I? So first, we need a better diet, health. We need a health. So that you can check your diet, exercises. So that's more physical. So your joints, right? Your organs. How can I use this? Well, till the end. Another thing is for your energy body, your emotion management, your stress management, your thinking management. Is it right? Because we have a lot of internal dialogue. So how can I manage this well? So, you can have like a long summer and then very fruitful uh, fall, right? Not like a, dry fall. So, what do you feel? So, how are you now? Your diet wise, your exercise wise, your emotion wise, your memory, and then your thinking. Okay? So, this 120-year life gives us that chance. Does it make sense? Yeah. So, the ancient people uh, taught us life has two cycles. 1 to 60 years is the first cycle. So during the first cycle, we are to learn, many things, and that we have done. Is it right? And then work, and then serve, right? For family, or community, or society, and then many of us have done it. That's the first cycle. And then they suggested when you become 60 or 61, your second cycle starts. So this second cycle is for your spiritual life. First one is more like a taking care of me and others, more physical, energetical. Still your spiritual life there, but when your second cycle starts, they suggested focus on your spiritual life. Means who am I? What does my heart, my soul want me to do? Like a more life based on your soul. Because eventually, you know, what stays with us, is it right? At the end, the relationship with our soul, only that relationship stays. Does it make sense? Because the relationship with our body ends, relationship with our emotions end, or with others. We can't carry that with us. At the end, soul, whatever you call, you can say God within, you can say light within. Does it make sense? So, so where are you now? Are you in your first cycle of life or second cycle of life? if you are in your second cycle of your life, you can meditate. So it's not about working hard. It's not about it. Very first thing is your soul's life. So your spiritual life. So you can complete your life in your second stage. If you are still in the first cycle, so you can prepare for your second cycle. Does it make sense? So when you think about it, right? 120 year. Hmm. So it may impact your now, the feeling of now. Now, am I ready? If you are not ready, you can make a plan. How can I take care of myself well? So why do we need 120 year compared to, the age of universe? 120 or 60 is like nothing, is it right? So when we talk about this longevity, it's not just living long, because still it's like a moment. So when we talk about the longer life, it's about the opportunity of completing myself. So we can practice. Is it right? Yeah. So just a long life. If we are just sick, if we just survive, why do we need it? Before my practice, this, I achieved many things, but I always felt kind of empty. So, when I become so old, still I will have 3 meals. Same emotion. So what else? I travel, so what? But myself, right? I'm kind of the same person. Same emotions, same thoughts. I can't manage my inside. So what is the hope? That was my feeling before this practice. So I thought, should I live longer? I didn't have any meaning. But after this, ah, the meaning of time. Time is given still. I'm awake. Today is the another opportunity. So live one more day, one more day. What does it make? What difference does it make to me and to the world? Maybe no difference, right? But today is given to me, so this is my creation. Today, you know, I can create anything. It's just opportunity. So keep helping your soul. Does it make sense? So the reason we are talking about 120-year life is for now, so we all can live a very meaningful and very satisfying moment. Okay? So I hope it helps your meditation. And then I will travel this evening, so